really store revenues. And finally, we also have upstream integration through the investment in ready-to-eat food value chain can also strengthen supply security and improve our profit margins. So by effectively managing these risks while capitalizing on growth opportunities, the company can achieve sustainable long-term success. And this is the end of our presentation, and thank you for your attention.
I'm supposed to comment? Well, before I comment, did this happen last time too? The projector. I mean, I know you probably value or want real comment. I mean, if it was a real pitch, you wouldn't get it, right? And it's too bad that it didn't work. I mean, I barely got anything. I mean, maybe the only reason why I would want to invest would be the CPL, what's the word? CPL brand. But I mean, let's give we know that it's not real investment. So let's focus on like comments that will actually benefit you. First of all, I don't think that you should present by, well, sounding like reading off of a transcript, because the very first rule, especially that guy too, when someone talks to you, you have to look at them in the eye. So I don't want you to be hiding behind the monitor, because suppose that I'm the one that you asked for 7 billion, right? If you're asking for 7 billion and I don't even see your face, you're not going to get it. The exercise, the structure, we can ask AI to build that for us in 5 minutes. Anyone can do that. But I think the most important lesson that you should take away from the presentation is that, one, you have to buy a better HDMI connector. Two, when you present, you're not reading. If you didn't prepare and you came here and you just want to read the transcript to get it done, that means that 7 billion or 8 billion is not worth very much, or you just want to get the assignment done. And if this were real, then I mean, this is not a real pitch. So I know that you might not take it seriously, and that's okay. But I think when it becomes real, you'll think back today, and then you like regret that. I should have practiced. Should have taken this opportunity to practice. And finally, when you present, your attention is me, not on your phone, not behind a monitor, and certainly not your classmates, because they're not the one paying you. I think that probably would be the most concrete, tangible, and usable comments, feedback that you'd get. So no, I wouldn't invest. Not because your presentation sucked, but because you didn't deliver it. And that's okay. Hopefully your professor will still give you an A though. Is that fair? Hopefully the next group will not repeat the same mistake. Next group, please. Okay, this group, while you're setting up, can I get a representative of your team? You can go ahead and set up. I don't need all of you. What are the 3 things that you learned from the previous group? So someone set up, and then someone speak up. Yes, that's one. 2. Hey, your classmates are speaking loudly. Sorry? Eye contact. So we hear that cliche, learning from mistake. So hopefully your previous group already taught you how to not present. So hopefully you also not at least won't repeat the same mistake. Hopefully you spend a bit on the connector. This one doesn't even show up. That's really too bad. How come the previous groups, how come they were able to connect? What brand did they use? Same brand, but this one doesn't work? Wow. And you're connected.
Hello everyone. So we all know that True Move is a telecommunication company or a telecom company. And also they have currently serving around 46.9 million subscribers currently in the market through the mobile broadband and digital entertainment. So now we want to make True not only just a telecommunication, but also integrated with AI and increase customization between customer touchpoint. So currently, we want to look at the True company overview. True is operating in Asian market, and we are now in leading Asian telecom company in the market now. So they have generated 4 key areas. First is mobile for True Edge and DTAC, and broadband service through True Online, and also digital TV service through True Vision. And now we will add a new service by adding the artificial intelligence analytics across the customer touchpoint. So next, detailed information will be mentioned by the team.
Okay, now let's look at the numbers that will validate our transformation. In 2025, our True Corporation delivered 195.7 billion total revenue and 105 billion in EBITDA, and by growing 7% year-over-year. And more importantly, we achieved an industry-leading 53.7% and EBITDA margin, demonstrating that the true integration is generating real operational efficiency. So although the company spent money on upgrading and modernizing its network, we still achieved a strong profit of 19.2 billion baht. So these results prove that the margin is not just creating the scale, it is creating strong profitability and a solid foundation for long-term shareholder value. Beyond financial performance, we have also delivered one of the most significant operational achievements in ASEAN. So through the one-on-one initiatives, we successfully integrated the infrastructure of True Digital into a single unified 5G network. So today we provide 99% 5G coverage in Bangkok and reach 94% of Thailand's population. So this is isn't about better connectivity. It enables a superior customer experience, lowering operating costs, and creating the digital platform needed to support future AI and technology services.
So to drive the long-term growth from 2026 to 2029, True Cooperation is focused on the four strategic priorities. So the first one is the integrated digital household. So we are focused to aim on the entire household to serve the bundle of services, including the entertainment, broadband, and AI-powered home solutions to increase the customer lifetime value and also improve retention. So the second one is trusted B2B solution partner. So we're providing the businesses digital transformation services using our basic five framework, which I will explain further on. And the third one is future-ready platform. We're upgrading our whole system into an AI-driven augmented system to improve efficiency, better performance, and also to reduce our operating costs. And finally, talent transformation. We are developing a 100% AI skill workforce to ensure that all our employees are able to support this digital and AI transformation. So this is the basic five framework that we're going to use for enterprise digital transformation, including big data, AI, cybersecurity, IoT, cloud, and the 5G. So these technologies help businesses to improve efficiency, manage data better, and also to become more digital and automatic. So each part adds value on its own, but combined, they create the entire ecosystem for the digital transformation. So through the basic five and the strategies above, it helps True to grow beyond traditional telecom into a fully integrated telecom tech and AI-powered platform.
Keep the same voice. Use that as an example. Keep the same voice. Try.
To maximize shareholder value and secure True's next phase of growth, we are allocating capital across three strategies prioritize that create both operational efficiency and new revenue streams. First is zero autonomy. We funded the deployment of AI managed signal towers to reach a steady state of high performance and low cost operations. And second is AI Center of Excellence. We expanded our R&D hub at Tourist Park to co-develop industry-specific AI solutions with global hyperscalers. And last is digital health and smart living. We scaling high-growth platforms like multi-digital health and True CyberSafe to capture revenue beyond traditional data packages.
Good.
Okay, so why find us as a True company? So let's go with the proven efficiency. So we already proved that 53.7% of like our margin, it means like our profit. So it shows that our company is a good company. So that you have to find us, and then we will generate good results. And also like for strategy mode, so it's the tightest, more complete and balanced veteran portfolio. So it means that we are sure that our strategy, our project is quite good. So that's why. And also like financial resilience is like our company is B+ credit rating, so that it's highly safe, and also we give you like 6.11% interest coverage for high stability, and also like for institutional investors, so that you will feel that our company is like a good company. And also like for the corporate ESG leader, so right now the sustainable trend is more popular, so that our company should also follow this trend, so that we have a plan. So we use our company at the highest DJSI score globally in telecom company, so that it will make sure that our company is a good ESG company, and also like our is made to interest our investor field. So the next one is risks and opportunity.
Hello everyone, thank you Will for presenting. And I'm going to be taking over the risk sector.
Try to speak more forcefully. Project your voice.
So now an ambitious strategy like ours is obviously means the navigating complex landscape. But we aren't just identifying risks. We've already built the mitigations that is directly in our business model. So first, let's look at the pricing pressure. So in a competitive market, you fight margin erosion with intelligence. So in our AI-driven hyper-personalization model, we want to reduce churn and protect our ARPU. And secondly, we focused on supply chain. We're really incredibly resilient throughout the diversified vendor strategy and highly disciplined CapEx spacing. And finally, the most important thing is data privacy, because we are the telecom company. We used to manage a lot of the personal data. So we handle this by embedding our compliance architecture strictly to protect our digital products right from day one. And then, but when you manage those risks, we also have a lot of untapped opportunities we need to unlock. So the first thing is we're expanding deep into the 5G vertical applications by bringing the massive untapped logistics and smart cities. So we can increase the surging. We can also match with the surging consumer demand we have by implementing these. We are doing the AI smart home solutions in our expanding UX ecosystem. Next slide. So finally, that brings me to our final invitation to you today. We're asking you to partner with Thailand's AI-first tech leader, True, which offers a truly rare combination, proven operational execution and a dominant market position, and a completely clear AI roadmap with high margin growth. So we aren't asking you to just take a blind bet on our random vision. We are asking you to help us accelerate our already powerful engine that is already working. And with your partnership, we're going to do three things. First thing is scale our AI infrastructure. So this means funding our autonomous network, deployment, establishing our AI center of excellence. And second, we're going to be capturing new revenue by rapidly accelerating our high growth platforms as listed here. And then third, we're going to deliver returns, real returns. And this entire vision is backed by a rock solid 53.7% EBITDA margin and a A+ credit rating, and our #1 DJSI score. So yeah, lastly, the future of tech and telecom is happening right now in Thailand, and True is leading the charge. So let's build together. Thank you so much for your attention, and we welcome every question on board. Thank you so much.
I'm supposed to comment again?
Yeah, I can. I really like the energy of the presentation, and also the visualization is very good. So I think the audience is supposed to be the chairman, right? Okay. So I think this slide quality is good enough, and when you present to the executive level of the company, like any company, I suggest that you add a section called executive summary. I think you have heard of it, right? Executive summary. So basically, it's like a one-page summary of what you are going to deliver today. Because most executives, they have only I would say 3 minutes attention span, so they will just forget whatever you are talking about in the slide, right? But you have your key point, and you will have your key asking for today, right? So today you are asking for money. So the point is, you want to ask for this much because of this. And another thing that could strengthen your or justify your interest is first supplement it with a case study. like the real life case study. You might research some telco from China, from USA or something like that, and you just can just I would say replicate their strategy, what is already working there, and how is it going to work in China, something like that. Because we are talking about money and return, right? That will make your recommendation more specific and more justified. And apart from that, I think it's very well done. Yeah, and you can apply those frameworks to the on representation.
It's supposed to be me now. What about the class? Like they're supposed to comment or just us?
I think.
Okay. Well, I guess you know what I'm gonna say. Before I comment, grade yourself. How well do you think you did? Someone. And I'm not trying to have a lead question like, oh, it's bad. No, I'm not saying that. Grade yourself. Because you probably rehearsed, right? How do you think you did against your rehearsal? You were happy, satisfied, not happy, put it on, just share with me. Speak up. How many of you were not confident in what you were presenting while it's already done, you can be honest. So she was one. Everyone else was confident, so she was two. The other four were confident, right? Okay, so we have three now. So anyone else want to comment on your own presentation? Like, how did it go? How did you feel when you presented? Would you put your own money into this? At least you got the honesty point. And I'm not here to, bash you guys. I know I probably would not be invited back again, so what the hell, right? But the point is this. When you present, especially when you ask people for money, they invest in you, not in the slide. And I know it firsthand. I presented to so many companies. Out of probably 10 investors, I got one. And when he decided to invest in my own company, I didn't even have a slide. My point is that the most important thing when you talk or present to investor, many times they don't even understand your idea, but they'll invest in you. So if you're not even confident, if you need to read your phone to ask for money, they'll never invest. Just remember this. In your life, I think you'll have an opportunity to raise funds. I'm pretty sure. At least one of you. Just remember this. People invest in you. Most of the time, they don't even know what you just talked about, just like me. Now, with that out of the way, then I tell you one of the most important thing about the pitch, investment pitch, don't take it personal. Like me, right? I have no clue about the telecom business. Even if you present it perfectly, but I'm clueless, so I would not invest. Maybe my funds is looking for, I don't know, food business or biology or biotech, something. But then you come here and you present to me about telecom, I'll just be polite and just wait, and then we'll say, we'll get back to you. We won't get back to you. So just remember that, don't take it personal. That's number one. Number two, can you get your slide back on the screen? Name me one thing on the slide that's irrelevant to the pitch. One thing. Tell me, what is it? Speak up. The what? Which watermark? I mean, given your slide, there could be multiple ones. Which one? Be specific. There are 4 corners. There are 2 corners on the right. Which one? What? What does not matter? Come on, guys. It's not a hard question. It's okay to be wrong. All right. What does not matter? No. It's okay, the words. You already said it, but I just wanted you to be precise. Which one? Do I care? I mean, do you think that adding made with gamma will actually bump up another 100 million? No. As an investor, we don't care. What is it that I'm trying to get? Am I just trying to pick on you? What is my point? What do you think I'm trying to get at? Answer. How many billions are you asking for me? 5, 7, 6? How many? You didn't say. $1 billion. Okay, let's say $1 billion. If I'm going to invest $1 billion in you, showing me made with gamma shows me 2 things. First, and it's the less important point, is that you're dirt poor. You can't even get, the premium version of gamma, so that it's not watermark. But you know what the more important point that I would not invest in you? You probably don't have the attention to details to actually manage the business. I put billion in you, you can't even notice that there's that made with gamma. The point is, attention to details in the world of business for the right people, meaning that I don't know jack shit about telecom, but I know a thing or 2 about details. You can ask Kunmini, my colleague. She calls me a Nazi, a grandma Nazi. Like when I look at something, I immediately see what's wrong, just like how I see what's wrong. So the next time when you actually raise funds, be it 10 million Thai baht, 100 million Thai baht, you better not have made with gamma. Granted, you say, oh, well, it's just a class presentation. We barely have enough money to afford ramen. Okay, fine. But I hope when the time comes, you better not have this excuse. The presentation is all fine, right? I actually was going to have like a third point that I forgot what I was going to say, but it just comes back to, I think, how you present. I think compared to the previous group, I like your energy. I like maybe someone energy. Yeah, like maybe you. There are so many comments that you probably would get from your presentation, but I want you to focus on first the basics. Here's how you improve. And then I like everyone to listen to, when I was 30, so how old are you? 20? 19. When I was 30, I was petrified at public speaking. I literally I could not sleep like the night before I had to present. And I've come a long way. And I'm not saying that I'm at all a good speaker. But you know what got me to improve? So how do you think I improved? Guess. Yeah, but I'm sure you guys practice too and you still suck. That's a technique. And that is record yourself. You guys watch Netflix? What's your favorite show? What was it? Okay, The Greatest Something. Can't even hear it. Maybe I'm getting old. You think that the greatest whatever show, if it, acts like how you guys present. Will you watch it? No. My point is this. If you record yourself, and I'm serious, when you record yourself and you just present and you watch yourself, based on your Netflix experience, you'll know right away how you suck, just like how I did. You don't have to hire a coach. You don't have to embarrass yourself and ask your friends to comment you. Just record yourself, listen to how you speak or not speak, and then iterate on that. That's it. I don't care about your slide because I think anyone with Gamma, even the free one, can now create a slide like this. What's left? It's yourself. How you present yourself. And I'll say it again. People don't want to read your slide. They want to listen to you. If you go listen to a deal, what's it called? His name, Udom, no Udom, that stand-up comedian. You're not going to look at his slide. You're going to listen to him, right? So practice. And I think, not sure if any of you listened to Scott Galloway, Professor Prof G, but he said that one of the most important skills for the 21st century, storytelling, not AI, storytelling, because everyone has the same AI. So it goes back to the theme that I was just sharing with you. How are you going to differentiate yourself? Storytelling. So practice, not just say practice. We can do the same thing over and over, but not getting the result. But I'm sharing the secret with you, especially us poor college students don't have much money, right? The cheapest way, most effective way, at least that worked for me, record yourself and be embarrassed. And that's when if you're embarrassed, that's good. That means that you see what's wrong with you, and then you improve. If you're not embarrassed, either you should be speaking instead of me, or you actually don't even know what's wrong with you. Then maybe you need to ask for help. Don't take it personally. Hopefully, and I wish that this advice will stay with you, pretty sure. When I was your age, 19, didn't have this. Back then, 19, we didn't even have internet yet. So, okay? Thank you. What next? Okay, let's take a break, guys. Good energy. นี่ครับ ขอบคุณครับ นี่ลองเช็คดูว่า YouTube Live มันเวิร์กป่ะพี่ก็อยากจะให้มัน YouTube Live ไม่ใช่ว่าอะไรพี่ว่ามันได้สุดมีเสียงเนาะงั้นพี่ว่าพี่พูดตรงนี้ก็น่าจะพอโอเคใช่ไหมเขาได้ยินเนาะ โอเค อืม ไม่อะครับ
I
ใช่ครับบอกว่ามีคนเลยเป็น analysis Okay, shall we continue? Okay. Okay. Hello. How do you? Hello. Okay. All right, we've got about 1.5 hours together left. Winnie, you'll have to help me advance the slide if you can. You can see what's lying here. So some rules. This is not a typical lecture, okay? You'll get as much as you plan to. One, pay attention. Hopefully, I make it interesting. And second, it's about your participation. I'm not the one who's giving you the grades, so let's make that clear. I'm actually running this on my live channel. So if you want to comment, question, go to that channel. And I'm not selling my channel, but I just thought of doing something different. So you can leave the comments or questions there. If we get to it, I'll get to it. As for participations, this is probably the second time I've ever used a Mentimeter. Switch page. We will have you participate here, okay? As one of the ways, and I will be asking some of you to come up here and to answer some of the questions, okay? I'm sure that all of you know how to use Google Docs, okay? We'll use that, and yeah, you can, maybe 45 minutes from here, we'll take a break, 5 minutes. Please don't forget to remind me. And obviously the class is no longer 3 hours long. We only have about half of the class left. So we'll see how far we'll go. Can you switch back to the slide? Let's get to it. Okay, first activity. Next slide. Go to Mentimeter. What's AI? So we go to Mentimeter. No, not yet. Mentimeter. Okay, write down what you think AI is. So we've got artificial intelligence, obviously, no surprise there. Personal assistant, robot, shortcut to doing homework. Helpful tool. We've got, what, 30 students in here? Only 18 responded. I know the question is not that interesting yet, but okay. I think we all can yeah, and it's a lazy tool, LLM, robot, helpful tool, shortcut, brainstorm partner, that's a good one. These data centers, that obviously is wrong, just kidding. But for the person who, yeah, can you share with me, for the one who responded with brainstorm partner, would you be not shy and, yeah, can you share with us how you use it to brainstorm? I think that's important. Yeah, sorry.
Sometimes I just have an idea, but maybe my friends are busy and I just want to talk to someone, so I just talk to the AI. It always responds to you. So it's good that I don't have to wait, and it would just talk to me instantly and help me sort out my thoughts. It's very helpful. Sometimes I might be not feeling so great, maybe I'm overthinking. So I talk to the AI and it will help me stop, cut off those by thinking too much, you think too much, something like that, and at the end, so I just feel better. Something like that.
Thank you for sharing. What's your name?
Jam.
Jam. Okay. So to summarize, in case you didn't hear it, so she used it to brainstorm when her friends are not available and she doesn't have anyone to talk to. So better talk to AI. So who does that? Yeah. So that confirms that you're not crazy. Right? So many of us use AI to do our homework, right? But guess what? There are more ways to use it than just doing our homework. One of which is to brainstorm. And I actually use that or do that too. Best friend. Anyone wants to, who responded? Best friend. You wanna share or not? Okay. Maybe you don't need to get on the microphone. So can you share with us why you think that your AI is your best friend?
So personally, I didn't grow up with both of my parents. So it's getting to some point that you don't know how to do things in the household, and you can just ask the AI. Like, I don't know, I went to a YouTube video on channel called Dad, How Can I Do This? Right? You know that one? It's just like, when you don't know something and you're trying to like get some help. So I broke a lot of things in my room, like the bed, the chairs, and I was like, oh, how can I fix this? How can I do that? Something like that.
Okay.
So
best friend as in something or someone that actually helps you accomplish something that you couldn't have done yourself. Okay. Does anyone else have any other definition? So from her point of view, it helps her get things done, things that she didn't know, right? Can AI be other kinds of best friend to us?
Yes.
Who said yes? Okay. Do you want to share?
I sometimes talk to AI as like my psychiatrist because like sometimes it's not very often, but like when I'm down, like especially last time when I was having a heartbreak, I didn't know what to do, so it's like, oh, what should I do?
So you're a psychiatrist, personal psychiatrist, a cheap one, free one. So who would sometimes classify their AI as, psychiatrist? A few? Any other uses that you want to share? Anyone want to share from this? I don't know why an AI can be a data center, but let me see. Let me pick a good one. Okay, this is an interesting one. So, whose girlfriend is an AI? Don't be shy. That's something new. Anyone want to share how an AI is your girlfriend? Although, it's not a laughing matter. It actually happens. No? So no one's going to take the credit? How about this? Job taker. Who wrote down job taker? Maybe someone from home? Because we're on the internet right now. Who's afraid that AI will take your job? Anyone want to share why? Why do you, what is an AI? Isn't AI just an app? How can it take your job? Anyone want to share? Especially you're 1.5 years away from needing to have a real job.
Not eventually take a job, but like right now, a specific job, so take 10 people who work on it. With the AI, maybe they can have like 2 or 3. There's like less jobs, less opportunities.
So he said that because of AI, some jobs, some tasks that might have required 10 people now require only like 2 or 3. Hopefully that's not finance or BBA jobs, right? What kind of jobs though? Okay, that's a good point. What kind of jobs? Let's be specific, right? What kind of jobs used to require 10 people, but now only requires 2 or 3?
Inventory systems.
What kind of system?
Inventory system.
Inventory system. You mean people who do merchandising and inventory stuff now because of robots?
Yeah.
Okay. Any one of you has seen some of the more recent robot companies that coming out with these robots that can actually do your laundry, do your bed? No, it's on the internet. Point well taken. So, and that's why perhaps you should pay attention, because me coming from the industry, I'm sharing with you how AI what you can do so that you can minimize the chance of AI taking your job. But let me reassure you, I actually think that AI won't be taking your jobs. I think the kind of things that take your jobs away, at least from me, my perspective, employees that give me heartaches. And I don't mean like, she stole my heart. No, I don't mean like that. I mean that people that actually, work like robots. You have to tell them what they need to do. They're not proactive, okay? And this goes back to the original thesis we were talking about today. What's the differentiation? What are the things that you want to do? Because I can share with you now, by having discovered that, it will help not only, minimize your chance of your job being taken away by AI, but also make your life more meaningful, fulfilling. Okay? So anyway, now we kind of have an idea for what AI is. I'm going to go to the next slide. Okay, so this is the next slide. And here's the one skills that I'd like you to take away from this class. To me, AI right now is not even a robot yet. I mean, we see on YouTube there are robots out there that can do your laundry and all that, but none of them actually is in production yet. Okay, and I'm sure that you guys at ABAC and with your BBA major, you will not be folding clothes. You will not be, you will not be stealing those robots' jobs. You will be doing something else like finance and all that. So, to me, right now, the real-world usage for AI is that it can produce artificial answers, not answers, artificial answers. Anyone cares to share with me or has an idea why I use the term artificial answers and not just say answers? Because obviously when you do your homework, it gives you homework answers, right? So why do I use the word artificial answers?
It's the answer that comes from the database, like an artificial, not from like the task or anything that human can do.
That's a good one. So maybe a bit less authentic than human generated answers. How about hallucinations? Anyone has ever used AI and found that, hey, this sounded so confident. It sounded right, but it actually is wrong. Is that not artificial answer? My point is this. More important than knowing how to prompt AI is your own judgment. Being able to judge whether the answers actually has good enough quality. Then I ask you this, how do you have that judgment? What do you need to have as a prerequisite? Real intelligence. That's why it's called artificial intelligence. So, we all do it, right? We use AI for so many things, homework, report, the pitches that you guys just presented to me. But make no mistake, we talk about differentiation, right? I predict that those who still are not able to have real intelligence and use AI or artificial intelligence so much that their intelligence becomes artificial will suffer. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that, and this is even more important, we are in an era or age now where knowing the answers might not be as valuable as the other AI, awesome inquiry. In other words, knowing what to ask, how to ask, in my opinion, is even more important than knowing the answer. Why is that? Why would I say that? Why is it, I mean, you get A's in this class or B's or, good grades, it's because you put down the right answer. Isn't that right? And if you were to, for example, go to interview at CPL or True or whatever those companies that you guys have presented, it's all about being able to answer, good answer, right? But then why did I tell you that? More important than giving good answers, awesome inquiry, or being able to ask the right question. Why? It's quite deep, at least from my perspective. Why do you think that the question is actually more important than the answer? While you guys are thinking, go ahead. Deeper understanding of the topic. Did you want to expand a bit more? What do you mean by deeper understanding of the topic?
Because most people can just get the answer by just copying from one another, but if you ask a good question, it means that you don't just get the topic, but you want to delve deeper into it.
Yes. So if I were to translate what you said, my understanding is that then that means that you have a deeper understanding of whatever you're actually talking about. So that's one. It goes back to artificial intelligence and real intelligence, right? Okay, first one. Anyone else has any inputs as to why I think that questions are actually more important than answers? Go ahead.
It shows that you are different from other interviewees.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the exact specifics, but
Yes.
Bill Gates was touring some facility that he was considered investing in, and he was asking questions, and some of the workers did an interview afterwards, and they said that he was asking questions that they just never would have thought of in the first place. So it shows that you're different from other people and interested in the job, I guess.
Yes, thank you. So what he said was that by being able to ask questions, it shows that you're different from other people. Then let me expand on that. How is it it's different? Well, so who of you, which one of you does not have an AI? Does not know how to use an AI? Who uses AI on a daily basis? Pretty much everyone, right? Then what is AI to you? In the previous slide, when we were looking at the Menti word cloud, one of it was, being able to give us answers, right? That means that every single one of you has a tool that can give you answers. Then the next value comes from the quality of the answer. Then how do you get the quality of the answer? It depends on the quality of the question. And it comes back to differentiation again. Because all of you can ask AI, what's 2 + 2? Or what's the king's birthday? Or where's ABAC? But how many of you can ask questions that will get you the job? Yeah, actually, this is a good question. What sort of prompt should we ask AI that can maximize our salary when we graduate? You guys ever thought about that? I mean, AI is so smart, smarter than me. I'm pretty sure you guys agree that it's smarter than all of you. You ever ask hey, how do they maximize my salary when I graduate? That would be quite interesting. How about this? Let's do a quick, since the class, I'm supposed to let you guys, do some exercise, not like physical one, but how about you guys ask your favorite AI right now? What do I need to do to maximize my salary when I graduate? And maybe I'll pick on a few of you to ask, to share with me what it says. I assume that that's what you all want, right? So it's a question that actually matters. So please try asking. What do I need to do to maximize my salary when I graduate? Anyone who likes what it is, responds back and want to share? Hopefully, none of you put it in like hard thinking mode. That'll take like 5 minutes to respond. Anyone want to share? Any good answers that, oh, hey, I never thought of that? Yeah. Any of your AI says, don't even try, forget it. Then you're in trouble. Who learned something from the answer? Like, oh, never thought of that. Okay, we've got a few. Anyone ever asked this kind of question before I actually prompted you to prompt AI? Oh, a few. Okay, so maybe that's a good question, right? Meaning that for many of you who have never asked that question before, this is maybe the kind of question that you should be asking your AI rather than like, what should I eat tonight? Anyway, point being, since we don't have much time and I want to kind of get to the meat, I think that what differentiates you, from my point of view, is the quality of your question now, not how well you can answer it. Because the answers, if you ask it the right question, AI can more or less help answer that, right? Okay. Now, next, why AI? I think I'm going to skip this one. We kind of talked about it already from the previous slide. We talked about how it's, your girlfriend, your best friend, your psychiatrist, so on and so forth. So we know why we use AI. Okay, now this one, because I want to know, we're going to move to plan after graduation. I kind of gave it away in the beginning of the talk, but anyone want to share your plan after graduation? It's all anonymous. Good. For those who said gather experiences and live a life, be more specific. What kind of experience and what kind of life, if you can share? Travel, okay. Consultancy, travel, volunteer, that's good. So all these are things that you plan to do maybe within a year after you get graduated, right? Okay, then I'll ask you another thing. This might be a bit of a curveball. We need to go back to the slide. What about this one? Dreams. I don't think many of you probably have never heard of this word since you were like, what, 7? And it's kind of sad that we've lost dreams. But this is a serious question because plan after graduation is short term. I ask that because I want you to start thinking about short term. But now, I think it also is healthy. What's long term? What's the perfect life going to be like? What's your dream after you grow up? Grow up meaning after you graduate. So we'll go back to Menti and let's see. What's your dream after you're done growing up? And it's okay if you don't have one, just say you don't have one. But I'd like you to really reflect. What fulfills you? What is it, some of the things that you always had with you when you were a child, but you are afraid to think about it anymore or to feel it? And this is important. And the reason why I chose to use Menti is because I think it's important that we share our dreams, our plans. We can learn. You don't have to learn just from me. You can learn from your classmates. What is a great witch? Hey, the guy that wants a nice hot dog, I can help you realize your dream right now. I can help you realize your dream right now. Could you please scroll down a bit? Thank you. Okay, thanks for sharing. And I'm not here to sell you on any dreams, but now I want you to, and you don't have to use Menti for this. How serious are you with these dreams? Besides the hot dog one. How serious are you to realizing it? I have a dream, but I'm not going to share it with you right now, but I do have one. And I want you to ask yourself and answer yourself how serious you are with these dreams that you're putting up. Because we're going to go on to the next one. The next slide, please. Because this class, the focus from this point on is I want to teach you how to learn about leverage after graduation. We talked about it already, differentiation, right? Leverage, right? How you're different from all your classmates, the GPA and all that. Let's get to it. Okay, so I'm sure this is what you got. Did I mess up? Oh, sorry, just a moment. Okay, first, define Porter's 5 forces. Hopefully this doesn't feel like an exam, but I'd like you guys to put into Menti. Anyone has not heard of Porter's 5 forces? Raise your hand. Wow. Isn't it standard curriculum? Oh, perfect. The class is about AI for finance. So now you can look up and define it. So you can, AI knows everything and anything, right? So help me. Define Porter's 5 forces. PFF. What is it? And once you understand, not get the answer from AI, once you understand, try to type it into Menti. I think you have like 200 characters, so you'll have to compress a little bit. And there's a reason to this. Well, it will become obvious, but first you need to understand PFF. So I'm just going to read it out loud. The first one came in. A framework in business that helps you understand the potential of a certain company within an industry. Kind of. Another one, a tool used to compare competition in industry and assess the profitability of new markets. That could be answered. Not bad. Analyzes industry competition through rivalry, good, new entrants, substitutes, supplier power, and buyer power to assess profitability. Good. This is a good definition. This is a good definition too. Business framework that evaluates potential for an industry. A way to analyze an industry and economy a bit finds how a company operates in that market. That one is go to a framework that indicates how competitive an industry is. Can someone give me an example of the business that's really popular in Thailand that most people, when they have no clue what kind of business they want to do, and then they decide to do this one? What kind of business? Restaurant is one. Sorry? Franchise. Well, franchise, yeah, it's generic, but like, what kind of business? So, restaurants one. Fashion, okay. What else? What is around almost every corner now? 7-Eleven is really popular. What else? Coffee shops. So let me ask you this, because I was alluding to coffee shops. Would you start a coffee shop? Why not? And let me be very precise. Now, you're going to work with your AI again, but this time, tell me, and put it into this Menti. Why is it that with Porter's 5 forces analysis, you would not, or you would want to open a coffee shop in Thailand? I'll repeat my question. Using your AI, knowing what PFF is, why would you, why would you want to open a coffee shop in Thailand or not open one in Thailand? Why means I want to know the reasons why you would want to or why you would not want to. And we'll check the answers on the screen. So maybe we'll scroll down a bit. Good, that's good. Yes. I'll help repeat my question just in case. So, using your AI, why do we want to open coffee shop in Thailand? Or why should we not open a coffee shop? In fact, for those 2 groups that try to ask me for, as an investor, to invest in your company, like maybe you think of yourself as investor, like your friend, your girlfriend, your AI girlfriend came to ask you, oh please, give me some money so that I can open a coffee shop. We're gonna be the next Starbucks. Would you give money? That would be the answer. Well, then put your answer, like why is it that we wouldn't want to? And use PFF as a framework to respond, right? Suppose you say, oh, it's because of this. Well then, pick from one of the 5, right? Because Porter says this. That means that you have to understand from Porter PFF, right? Like barriers of entry, substitutes, buyers, sellers, right? Suppliers. Okay, we've got one of the first answer now. Can you scroll a little bit? So we've got 2 contradictory answers. Look at it. Read this one and this one. And decide for yourself who's right. You are the investor right now. We've got this one too. Now I want one person to cite which which of those 5 forces are these 3 talking about, or these 4? Like when we talk about competition, which of the 5 forces are we talking about? Because the 5 forces had suppliers, right? Substitutes, new entrants, so on and so forth. So which one is it? Now, sorry because I have to keep going, but who's right? Nobody. Yes, please share why.
For the ones who don't want to open a coffee shop, they have their reasons, but for those who do want to, it really depends on how they execute their plan and how they, like the AI says, use like good customer service and how they are able to establish brand loyalty for their customers. They can still succeed even though like the other side says that it's not. There's too much competition. There's too much. The industry is too crowded, but I feel like that happens to many industries. It's always crowded. It just depends on how you stand out and how you try to, like you say, different in the end.
In the end, it comes down to not only differentiation, but I really like the keyword that you said. She said execution. You see, what's really interesting here is that so many answers, here we go, answers again, right? So many answers say, no way, I would not open a coffee shop. So, are you kidding me? Like, I'm just walking out of this building, there's one right there already. But, if that were true, then why the heck do we have so many coffee shops in Thailand? I mean, it contradicts what we're seeing right now, right? But does that mean that I'm saying that, yes, you should go open a coffee shop? No. So viewing it this way, if I'm going to be sound theoretical a little bit, Porter's 5 forces is a framework to help us think, not yet decide, think what things we have to think about. But the key thing that you are going to make the decision of whether or not you're going to open a coffee shop depends on you. Like what? Execution is 1, right? Differentiation is 2. Now, can someone tell me, I'm going to use this, and I'm not going to dive so deep, right? But we cannot deny that so many answers say, oh, so much competition. Then I ask you this, and you see it goes back to the question, right? Can you tell me at least one thing, at least I have one in mind, the good side, the pros of having so many competition? Why? Why would that be a good thing? Is it possible that it could be a good thing? So, in other words, we're talking about coffee shops. Why would it be good for your own business if you were to start one to have so many competitors, to have so many coffee shops? You can ask your AI or you can answer, but whatever it is, either you raise your hand or put it into Menti. I'll repeat my question. So we already talked about, we just use PFF to analyze the industry. Oh, so many coffee shops. Are you crazy? Why would we open one? But then I question you further. I ask you, is it always true? Is it always bad? Under what cases, when you have so much competition, so many competitors, can it actually be good for you? Don't ask me, I don't know the answer. I'm sure your AI does. So, and hopefully you're not just going to copy and paste the answer from AI onto here. You're going to read the response from AI and you say, aha, I never thought of that. Then you put it, share with your friends. To generalize, I'm asking, can there ever be a case when the market is saturated, but it still makes sense to enter the market or the good reason to enter the market. And for those of you who are finished or maybe bored or not doing the exercise, that's fine. I'll just say, and that's why I'm really quote unquote against or disagree with those of you who say that AI is going to take our jobs. You know why? Because anyone can ask anything to AI, but how many of you know how to ask the right question? Right? That's actually the most important thing. I'm just showing you now how I use AI. So, do we have any answers? Good, this is a good one. I like this one. I mean, it's not what I was thinking, but it definitely is a good one, right? The fact that there's so many coffee shops, it means that there's so much demand. Like, who in the past week had at least one cup of coffee? At least half of your class. At least half of your class. Do you want to open a business where there's no demand and you have to build one? Or a demand, I mean, business that already, or industry that already has existing demand, right? And to go back to the lady's point about execution, differentiation, sometimes look at the Chinese products. When we think of Chinese knockoffs, right? Do they have any differentiations? They do. What is their differentiation? Cheap. That's the first thing we think about. So we want a Prada, we get Prada instead. Right? My point is that in business, whether or not you succeed, it actually is entirely, almost entirely dependent on you. And we use these frameworks to help us think through what things we need to consider. So now, if I may, if you were to start like coffee shop business, right? So I've already showed you PFF as one of the frameworks. You all are people who will be graduating here at 1.5 years from now, getting a good job. So you tell me, what other frameworks can we use to assess whether this business is worth investing in or starting, besides Porter's 5 forces? SWOT analysis. Thank you. I'm glad that you guys at least, because at first I thought, you guys don't know about PFF? But at least you say SWOT. Anything else? SWOT, PFF? Pastel, that's a good one. Okay, so the takeaway here is that anyone can now say, oh, Porter 5 forces has 5 components. Substitute, blah, 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 blah. If you do that, then yes, AI is going to take your job. But the judgment, the decision making, and more important, the awesome inquiry questions is what's going to be able to differentiate you. And I want you to remember that. This is what I mean by applying what you've learned. You've done your validation, your Excel. I don't know how to use Excel. Don't know jack shit, but being able to apply what you've already learned, that's what's going to differentiate you. Okay. Now, because we don't have so much time and want to cover, I'm going to keep going. Now, this is the fun stuff. So now that you've learned Porter's 5 forces, what they are applied to the business context, I want you to apply it to your life. Now, let me give you a hint. Define what your life means to you. Hopefully, it's not just going to be about hot dog. Hopefully. Okay, we don't have that much time, so I'll shorten this. So we won't have the time to PowerPoint and all that, but this is what I want you to do, and it's up to you. So you know what the 5 forces are now. Apply it to your life. Let me give you an example based on the business. I'm not going to give you this example, it's too easy. So did you see how I use PFF to think through whether or not I want to open a coffee shop in Thailand? The question that I ask for you now is, well, now you know, you're all smart, you know, oh, I know what PFF is now. Well, apply it to your life then. Can it help you make some decision about your life? How? I'll give you 5 minutes. And let's see, we're not going to present. Sorry that we don't have the time, but I think we're going to, 5 forces. So we're going to apply to, meaning that we're going to put it on Menti, maybe. Minnie, can you go to Menti? Yeah. Totally up to you if you want to share, but how do we apply 5 forces to your life? And the trick is, you need to come up with the definition of what you mean by your life. And how will knowing the substitute be able to help with my life? Does that mean that I can be substituted? Is there another me, another multiverse? If you're not sure how to answer that, maybe you can talk to your AI about it. That's a hint, I guess. So if I were to kind of give a hint, you have to learn about this keyword, objective function. You need to have some sort of objective. You see, let me give you an example again. Why would we want to open a coffee shop? Why? Because we love coffee so much? No. Why do we open a business? What do we want? Profit. We want money, right? What do you want from your life? That's why I asked you about your dreams. That's why I asked you about what you want to do after you graduate. Is it possible? And the key, the whole theme, the theme today, it's always been about differentiation, right? And you know that Porter's 5 forces is mostly about competition. What part of your life is about competition? What part of your life is about, I don't know, well, certainly not hot dogs. You're gonna hear that a few more times for putting that on Menti. So what are the 5 forces in life? How do we apply? Again, what objective are you trying to meet? What are you trying to decide? This is where AI can help you. I'll look forward to see what sort of answers we'll get. So now that we have been working on this question for a while, let me help guide a little bit. So first of all, you need to know, what do you mean by life? In life, your life. What part of your life? You need to come up with that. And that's the practice, right? The exercise is that I don't want to define for you what part of your life you want to Porter 5 forces. You need to define it. Is it about your job, your school, your girlfriend, that's the first one. Once you have that, then the second is AI can actually help you. Try it, just ask that crazy question. Well, I want to maximize my chance of, getting a job after graduation. Try helping me apply 5 forces for the job after graduation analysis. Try it. This is another thing that I want to teach you guys. Actually, AI has the ability to synthesize from like different topics, if you will, to give you some new insight that you've never thought of before. Okay, there's another one. There's the first one. Stop competing on the same axis as my peers. Try to one-up them with new skills. Well, your peers will hate you for that now. Try to one-up them with new skills or relationships they can't copy. Increase my neighbor's market value, become irreplaceable, and build value. Okay, good one. I'll throw you a curveball soon, but it's a good one. Thank you. Got a few more minutes. Take your time. These are questions worth answering, by the way. You owe it to yourself to answer them. The sooner, the better. Meaning, what are your 5 forces in your life? So I'm not saying this is right, but if you're doing it right, maybe your AI will actually help you redefine in your life, what is a buyer? In your life, what's a supplier? In your life, what's the new entrant? In your life, what's a substitute? That's now we apply the framework to your life. I define my life and living as the ability to fulfill my needs and desires. Because without the ability to fulfill my desires, we're just alive, but not living life. Good one. We're getting a bit more philosophical. You still find that right? Can help analyze competition opportunities, alternatives in studies or career to make better decisions and improve chances of success. This is kind of like a general guideline. Good. But then I want you to take it one step further. Apply it to your life then. Right? Oh, this is a good one. This is interesting, right? Rivalry is a comparison trap. You know, we're comparing with our friends and people. Substitutes, easy distractions, yeah, not bad, right? New interests, aging and irrelevance, buyers, draining external demands, suppliers, your health and energy. That's a good one. Has anyone ever thought of that before? Suppliers for PFF, apply to your life, can be your health. This is what AI is about. To give you that new perspective in life. Now you just need to know how to ask, how to use it. So now you see, AI is not, we don't burn tokens and spend all this money just to ask something that Wikipedia already knows. We burn tokens because we can finally, for the first time, oh, I never thought that suppliers from PFF can be health. I'll go one step further because I actually worked with my AI on this too. Suppliers, your ChatGPT. Suppliers, your Gemini, isn't it? If we define suppliers by something, someone, right, that gives you some ability, the firm, to provide services and product, you do your homework, or you can't get your homework done because of AI. How is that not a supplier relationship? And in this class, right now, your buyer is me. When I'm gone from this class, your buyer is your lovely professor. When you graduate, your buyer is how do we define buyer in your context? And it's not going to be customer. You need to qualify too, and I'll come back to you. You need to qualify too. You say customer. then who are you to have a customer? Certainly not an employee, right? What's your buyer? What's someone?
Anything that we find value.
Value? Buyer defines value? Okay. Such as?
So, I don't know, anything, like, depends on what we need. Like, my example was I wanted to be a stable bank.
You want to be what?
Stable bank, focus, do nothing.
Oh, okay.
Develop my partner's income.
Uh-huh.
They're gonna buy me by, having me work in the house, take care of kids, stuff like that.
And what do you get in return?
Money.
That's a good one. Right?
Easy life.
Easy life. So if you, after you graduate, you become an employee, for example, who's your buyer? Don't say customers. The company, your employer, right? And who's the supplier? The MacBook, the AI, your health. And I think you can extrapolate and fill the rest. That's the homework. So what I want to get you to get from this is anything that you learn, there's a deeper analysis that you can perform. Always. Okay? Now, I'm going to, I already promised you that I'm going to throw you some curveballs. So now let me show you my 5 forces. Minnie, go to my 5 forces slide. I'm sure that, keep going down please. It's the one with pink graphics. Yeah. So I know none of you is old enough. Like anyone watches the NBA? 0. Oh. So anyway, this is Dwayne Wade and Charles Barkley. Way back, T-Mobile, so this is a telco in the US. T-Mobile had a campaign called My Favorite 5. So back then, okay guys, you actually had to pay by the minute or seconds for every time you call someone. This plan allows you to call anyone, any 5, free, anytime. As long as you put their numbers, by numbers, I don't mean like line account, I mean like real numbers, real phone numbers, on that, Favorite 5 plan. So it's a trick question, so that's just a side story. On the left-hand side, I don't think any one of you has ever thought of the 5 forces in your life like that. So it's a curveball, like a trick question. Do you agree with me that one of the forces in your life is money? Yes. Job? Yes. Now, before I go on, some of you might ask, like, hey, but isn't job equals money? No, not necessarily. Can someone tell me why money is not always job? I mean, the job provides money to us, right? I don't think any one of you is going to work free except for that one person who's going to volunteer for a year. But why is it that I decided to separate jobs from money?
I think for me personally is because money is one of the things that jobs give you, but it's not all. It's also about the emotional aspect, like achievement, fulfillment, and the enjoyment in your job. So I feel like that's another perspective that separates these two things.
Good, thank you. So you say that job comes with other things too, not just money. So we should separate money from job. Did I get kind of that right? You didn't understand? I want to get it right. So do you want to add anything or are you correct? Kind of? Okay. So because we don't have so much time, the reason why I separate money from job is because it's not because I'm asking you work pro bono, work free, no. Because you can actually earn money without requiring it or depending totally from your job. Can you guess one activity that you can do to earn money without actually without actually working? Investment. And in fact, there's one thing that I want to share with you, and you don't have to take my word for it. Suppose that you graduated, and someone were to offer you a six-figure Thai baht salary. You'll take it, right? But I'm here to also tell you that the chance of that happening may be lower, right? And that's not anything about you guys, but I think that you guys are one of the generations where your wealth will not be built from your salary alone. I actually think that from this day, if you've never heard of this before, you should separate investment, money equals wealth, from your job. In other words, you take a job not because money is a primary reason. And I guess I need to establish my credentials a bit. Over the past decade, my portfolio has annualized about 30% ROI every year for the past decade. And I can tell you that this is not an investment class because I don't have a problem with the SEC. However, my point is that I've learned that your income is no longer my wealth, especially because I'm a business owner. So I've learned the importance, value of asset and investment, which provides much greater value, right, than your income. What do I mean, right? Let me give you two real-world facts. One, your salary increase per year is going to be less than 10%. But guess what? I've been able to appreciate my portfolio at least, on average, 30% every year. How even working? Fact. It's grown 10 times, and I don't even play Bitcoin. That's the first one, right? Second, even if you made 100K Thai baht, right, per month, you do know about taxes, right? So you never get paid that full amount, right? Not to mention other costs. My point is that, but for my investment, well, because I haven't exited or cashed out, no taxes, right? So it goes up even more than the salary raise per year, and there's no tax. So my point is that if you mistake that, oh, I need to hit that number as the sole purpose of getting that job, we just talked about PFF, right? We talked about substitute, right? How about this? Look at how you earn income from PFF perspective. What if I told you that the substitute, one of the substitute, is investment? Would you rather, work 40 hours a week, earning 35,000, or work 0 hours a week, earning 30% a year? And I'm not selling, right? Like, this depends on you too. You can decide. Does that mean that, oh, then screw it. Let's not work then. Stay home. Have someone else take care of us. That's smart too. But then I ask you, how replaceable are you? Are we entering an era where our skills matter more or less? I don't think I need to, talk more about that. So that's why I separate money from job responsibility, because I think that job actually provides you more than your food money, your apartment money. What about skills? What about networking? What about experience? Who has heard of Alibaba? Jack Ma? Has anyone ever listened to Jack Ma's speech where he talked about, for people whose age is younger than 30, find a good boss.